Good afternoon, Tzaneen. Or should I say inmates? Good afternoon, fellow inmates. That's probably a better description. So, we're starting a little bit earlier today. Well, a few minutes earlier. I just took a chance, given that normally when I try and log into Facebook Live or start a live streaming at 4 o'clock, it normally ends up only going live at like 10 past 4 because the signal. Yeah, so hey, how's that? Ironic we start earlier today. I'm starting at the top of this parking lot in the middle of town by the Galaxy Bingo area. I see, well, it's opposite the post office. I don't know how many of you have ever seen Tzaneen from this angle. So I see that it's starting to drip, and I have heard some thunder in the distance, and I just heard on radio as well that there's a massive thunderstorm in Gauteng. So let's hope the signal holds out, and let's go for a drive and see if the people are still bustling about like they did this morning. Let's just see if I can get you a clearer view on this side. Yeah, what you're seeing in front of you is the post office building, and to your right, to your left, sorry, you're seeing Roman's Pizza. So this is where we're starting from. This morning was quite cool, quite a nice show this morning. And then directly after that, I had a very nice conversation with Dr. Michelle King, who is a psychiatrist. And as we're doing this drive right now, we are busy editing that video, and so it should be live this afternoon, maybe tonight. But go and have a look there. It's a very, very interesting discussion that we had about the psychology of this lockdown. And interestingly enough, the biggest thing that I take from this, and from the discussion with Dr. King, there's a big change in the way that we are going to be interacting with each other as a society, and also the way that we do business. In my industry, there's a big difference already in the way that we do business. It's massive difference. I mean, we used to, we've always had the online component to the print media, to Bulletin. But now it's kind of as if the dynamic has shifted. The whole idea of how I do my job has shifted. So essentially my job is to keep you informed, and how we usually do that is through the printed newspaper. Well, that's changed, and so too has the vehicle that I'm driving for the afternoon show. It's different to the one that I drove this morning. Not different in the brand, but different in the model. So I'm trying to, as we do these shows, not just keep you guys informed, but also I'm trying to show you parts of Tzaneen that many of you have never seen before. I hope that you guys are still enjoying the drives. I've done my best to sort out the rattle noises and the sound and all of that, but the main thing I would think is to show you guys uncut every day what's going on in your town and in your surroundings. Okay, so today, those of you who watched who joined me in the drive this morning, it's been just another day. It's been a busy day in Tzaneen. Business as usual. People have been all over the show doing shopping. Traffic's been, I would say, my feeling is that it's been busier than normal on the roads. It's as if there's no bloody lockdown. We're going to start with a bit of a fly over the independent state of Claude Wheatley, where there were hundreds of taxis operating this morning. A friend of mine actually said that he was almost arrested this morning for buying smokes. So guys, don't go out and buy smokes, because the cops are apparently dressed in civilian clothes and you won't see them. I don't know if they can, I don't know, can they arrest you for buying smokes? Or is the offense selling smokes? I don't know. So in any case, they didn't arrest my friend, and they ended up arresting the shop owner, who also happened to be a foreigner. So there we go. There's a nice view for you guys. The taxi rank is still busy. Oh, Carol, I was saying it wasn't a live stream. Okay, and I did the interview with Dr. King, the psychiatrist, and as we speak, it's busy being edited. I tried to edit it myself, but the girls in my team are a lot better at it than what I am, so I've given up, and they are now doing it, or they would be doing it. One of them just joined. Hello, Tessa. I don't know. I'm going to try and have the video up for you guys before 7 o'clock tonight. Like I say, we're having issues with the internet. Sorry, this vehicle I'm driving now is a lot lower than the one I was driving this morning. But the fact that I can drive around and show you what's going on in your town and in the surroundings. Look at all these people, guys, at the taxi rank. Anyway, the fact that I can show you what's going on is thanks to the BB Motor Group in Tzaneen. Were it not for them sponsoring the Daily Drive with Joe, we would not have been able to keep it up. And as part of their coming on board, the BB Motor Group gives me 2 vehicles to drive every day. So in the morning show, the Daily Drive with Joe at 9, and then the Daily Drive with Joe at 4 o'clock. Right, so as we know, this is where I was driving yesterday, well, every day so far, and every time I drive here, I get all these people running at me trying to sell me Zol, okay, and they get quite upset if you say no, right, like you're obligated to buy Dacha from these oaks. And they run after you. You'll see now. I'm going to try again. Yesterday was remarkable because, I mean, look how dirty this place is, man. Anyway, it was remarkable yesterday. I had these guys running after me, and then these little shacks here in the middle. There were, I think, people actually lived there, and the guys were selling cigarettes. I mean, there they are, happily pissing it up. You see them now. We have a bus here as well today. See, there are cleaners that are busy cleaning, but they should take these wooden tables, these ugly pallet tables, they should take them and throw them away. And then you get people that defend and say, oh, but you can't throw away other people's property. Really, it's illegal to put your property here on other people's property. And look at this. It's like Timber City down here, just a lot uglier. Anyway, so thank you, BB Motors. I see John, how's it? I don't know if you've been watching all of the shows, but yeah, BB Motors, man, thank you very, very much. I get to drive the most amazing vehicles, and every time I get a new vehicle, it's better than the previous one. It's weird, like What a privilege. And it's a privilege to have all of you guys with me driving these vehicles. In a sense, I suppose you could say that all of us are doing demo drives every day. So with that in mind, as we turn into arguably one of my favorite areas of town, where there really just are no laws. See, like this oak here, he wants to sell me cigarettes. So anyway, as we turn in here, you guys should bear in mind, dude, I don't want to buy anything, man. What? Anyway, so as we turn in here, bear in mind that while you might not be able to go out and actually buy a vehicle during lockdown, you can still contact these guys from BB. Most of them are actually also watching the shows. Contact them. Go onto this page as well. In the description of most of these videos, we post a link to a form that you can fill in, and the guys will come and do all of your they will do all the paperwork and have all of that ready. So by the time the lockdown's over, you can basically just walk in and collect your vehicle. Now watch this, okay? Can you guys see this guy here with his white shirt? He wants to sell cigarettes, and he has run after my vehicle, and he's going to sell cigarettes. Okay, so there's his chummy up front there, also wanting to sell cigarettes. Okay, so these oaks are probably making a killing. Let's see. Watch this oak. This oak's going to stop everyone, and he's going to say selling smokes. Check us out. All of these oaks are selling smokes. Take all that money he's got there. Did you oaks see that? Did you guys see that? That guy's got a roll of 100 Rand notes in his hand. And they're running after the vehicle. These oaks are going to follow me all the way to Lifestyle Center. Should we see if they'll... Oh, my word. Okay, so box is empty again. He's got these guys, they're still running after me. These oaks. Dudes, I don't want to buy anything from you, man. Oh, my word. So my question is, right, where are the police? I see police vehicles parked everywhere, but I don't see the police. Where are they? Okay, I see the police in front here at the police station. But I don't see them doing patrols. I mean, there were those guys, blatantly. You guys saw that, right? Hey, Nati, while you're on here, how's it? I see that you've just joined the show here. So Nati is heavily involved at Jetty 3, right? At the temporary homeless shelter that has been erected at Jetty 3. So, Nati, could you explain why are there so many homeless guys walking around here and selling dacha down there by the Boxer, by the parking lot at Boxer? I would like to know, aren't they supposed to be at the temporary homeless shelter? Because there's a whole bunch of them running around at the bottom there selling smokes and Zol. And I saw them last night. They're living there in those shacks at the parking lot. They're very clearly homeless. So are they not supposed to be going to the homeless shelter? I would like to know that, please, Nati, if you could respond there so all of us could see what's going on, because we're hearing so many conflicting stories. I'm going to drive up to the top by Lifestyle. Lifestyle looks very, very busy, guys. I mean, look at this. Look at Tzaneen's traffic. This is like any other working day. And look at this. Can you honestly tell me that you're seeing a difference here? Donnie, you like it? Donnie is watching us all the way from Palabora. This lockdown is a joke, man. No one's taking it seriously. And the reason why no one's taking it seriously is because there's no one enforcing it. No one. I mean, at night, these roadblocks don't work anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 vehicles. I've just seen 6, 7. 7 vehicles with Gauteng number plates. 8. 8 Gauteng number plate vehicles. Do they all live in Tzaneen and then they just found cheaper cars in Gauteng? I don't know. I'm seeing more Gauteng vehicles on the road here than what I'm seeing Limpopo vehicles. Oh, is that a policeman? Yeah, those are police officers in an unmarked Fortuner. So this is lifestyle centre during lockdown. Don't know, like I said, it's just another day. Food Lovers is pumping. Queue forming this side by Checkers. So what's the excuse going to be? Because remember the first week when we had this lockdown business, the first week there was like hundreds of thousands of people in the street. Across the country, 16 million people. And the excuse was that they were going to get their SASSA grants, their government grants, right? And we had to use that excuse. This was the excuse that was given to us. And this is what we had to accept. Okay. So now why are all these people still here? What's the excuse now? Are we meant to believe that nobody made provisions for home and everybody, every day, the whole town, needs to come and buy their essentials? Is that what is this, I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Matume. It's a normal day. I agree 100%. How's these oaks? They don't care. No one cares, man. But then I must also tell you. So, I know people who live in Australia and I know people who live in New Zealand. And they've told us that they've got lockdown there too, but it's kind of voluntary. Right, so they ask you to please, if you'd be so kind, please would you stay in your house? But you know, you can still go shopping. They're still selling cigarettes, they're still selling beer, they're still selling hardtack, and you can. The only thing that they have in New Zealand is they've got a restriction on the amount of toilet paper that you can buy, because in New Zealand, and this is what most Scarpies here didn't get, South Africa produces our own toilet paper. We've got toilet paper producers in South Africa. Now New Zealand doesn't. New Zealand and Canada, they import their toilet paper. And that's why, because when this coronavirus thing started, they stopped importing so many things from other places, right? So that's why everybody went and started buying toilet paper. And of course, South Africans, being niks gewoond nie, jumped on the bandwagon. Crisis after crisis has now hit us. It's the end of the world again. The apocalypse is coming, but at least we will be able to buy enough toilet paper. So when the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse do descend upon planet Earth, at least we'll have enough toilet paper to cover us during the shitstorm. Okay. And obviously now this whole thing has died down. Look at this. Look at this. Vehicle after vehicle after vehicle. I'm actually going to go straight. You know, I'm being spoiled with all of these vehicles. Right now I'm driving another Mazda. And it is very, very comfortable. And now, you know what? So today, obviously, like you guys have figured out, right? Mondays are Ford days. So on Mondays, I get given a really nice Ford to drive. And on Tuesdays, I get given a really nice Mazda to drive. And at the end of every week, when it's weekend again, and I do the weekend shows, or I have to go out to events or whatever, call outs, I drive my bucky, and I'm like, oh god, where's the power steering, and where's the cruise control, and you know, these vehicles are all automatic, and mine is fully manual. Okay, so here we go. This is the biggest roadblock in our area. I'm going to drive slowly. You can see nothing going on here. Everyone chilling on their phones. People phone. Okay. So I should probably drive through here tonight at like 8 o'clock. And then see if that roadblock is still operational. Look, I know it's not going to be. Because when the sun sets, law enforcement goes home. And of course that makes us feel very nice and very safe, because the guys who normally watch us during the night, the neighborhood watchers and the farm watchers, they are not allowed to operate now. And the police aren't operating either. Lasiba, I have not been stopped at one single roadblock ever. If you have been watching these videos, you would have seen last week at this exact roadblock, at this exact one, I tried to get them to stop me. Like, I went through there 4 times. I taunted them, please. And nobody stopped me. Not once. Not once. Never ever. In my life, ever. Not once. And I've been roadblocks, sorry, to all of the roadblocks constantly. I think actually every single day I go through all 3 the major roadblocks that are in this town that cover the entrances and exits. Not been stopped once. Ooh, look at the rain, guys. I'm going to turn around now and you'll see the rain. There's definitely rain. Devil's Cliff side. Watch this. See if you can see in the distance. Can you see that? Look there. Look at the rain. There's the rain coming, guys. Can you see that? Okay. We are here by Venbeck. Venbeck seems to be relatively quiet. There are vehicles there. They are shopping, but it's quieter than what it was this morning. And a lot quieter than what it was on Friday. Sorry guys, I know there's a lot of clacking from this bloody clown. But it's also because I'm driving on these paving bricks. Okay. I'm going to go this way again. You guys figured out which Mazda I'm driving now. Considering I drove the Mazda CX-3 this morning. Think of it this way. Ooh, there's lightning. Think of it this way. This Mazda I'm driving now is, I would say, 90% the same vehicle as the CX-3 that I drove this morning. This one is just smaller in size. Okay, they've all got the same. It's got all the bells and whistles, the cruise control, and all the vehicles I've driven so far have been keyless start and stop. And And all of them, I mean, this is the way of the future, right? They've all got built-in navigation, etc., etc. They all connect with your phone, and they've all got remarkable speed. That's the main thing that I've noticed. Vehicles are becoming faster. And also, I've noticed how many vehicles are automatic, and then you can shift it into like the Tiptronic thing. From the big vehicles that I drove, I mean, even the Raptor that I drove yesterday afternoon, even that was automatic, and you can switch it into like 4x4, or you can switch it into Tiptronic kind of thing. And then of course the Wild Track from last week that parked itself. I mean, come on, man. Oh, and then the Mazda 3, which is one of the most beautiful vehicles I've ever had the privilege of driving. It won the International Award for Car Design of the Year. Right, so I'm going through this roadblock again for the second time. Everyone is on their phone chilling. No one has stopped me. I mean, what's the use of having that roadblock there? And again, look at all the traffic on this road. This is lockdown. Does it look like lockdown? No. Does it feel like lockdown? Most certainly it does to the law-abiding. To the rest of the country, it's business as usual. Anyway, so speaking to Michelle King, Dr. Michelle King, the psychiatrist, was quite interesting. It was a short chat. I think we had a half an hour, a brief interview. But I relayed some of the questions to her that I received from some of our viewers. And yeah, Lanae, well done. Okay, so according to her, well, she explained a whole bunch of things to me, and I asked her. I was quite interested to know, because this must be the greatest psychology experiment the world has ever seen. And I've tried to wrap my head around this because it's very strange. You know, we're separated now, but we're not really alone, are we? I mean, we've got social media. And then also, so I asked her, how is it that, does she think that adults and the elderly experience this lockdown more intensely than, let's say, teenagers? Given that teenagers basically live on their phones. They don't have a social life like what we did when we were in high school. They socialize online. Everything's virtual. There's no need to have a decent boyfriend and girlfriend type vibe going on, because you've got WhatsApp and TikTok and whatever else. Okay, so I'm quickly going to turn around and show you a police vehicle that's being used, from the looks of it, as a bit of a taxi. As soon as I find a place to turn around. I've just driven past a police vehicle loading people in the back, which is also not social distancing. But hey, who cares, right? Look how busy the center of town is. I'm going to turn the camera a bit to the left, and then keep an eye on the police vehicle. Okay. Can you see the lightning in the distance there? Alright, anyway, so we're coming up to this police vehicle now. Have a look. Count how many people you see in this vehicle. 1, 2, 3, and I only see one of them with a uniform. Did you see that? Okay, look at the rain coming, guys. How beautiful is that? Look there in the distance. If you look over Checkers, how awesome is that? So that rain's going to hit us just now. I've already got a few drops on the windscreen here, on the windshield. Okay, so like I was saying to other people just now, hi Charlene, hello Yanku, Donovan. Okay, so like I was explaining to people just now, the interview with all of these special guests, they won't be in the vehicle because that kind of defeats the object, right? You must remember these people are all professionals, they're all specialists, and they can give us valuable answers. So do you really want those kind of interviews to be diluted with a drive show with them sitting next to me, and then we'll have one idiot somewhere in the comments going, oh, but you're not allowed to have a passenger, and this is not social distancing, you're being irresponsible. Remember like old Steve and what was the other, oh, Wes. They were actually so upset with themselves, life and me, that they were going to take criminal steps against me for driving with my cell phone. Anyway, so to avoid all of that and actually understand and gain insight from speaking to these specialists, we've decided that we will call it the Daily Chat with Joe. And those won't be live. Those are then filmed, edited, and then uploaded. So Michelle King's interview went very well. It was very insightful, and it's being edited as we speak and should be uploaded just before the end of this this afternoon. So okay, so this is your town, people, on lockdown. Let's go have a look at Sugar Hill, and then we can go and have a look at Sugarloaf, and we'll do one more turn down there by the taxi rank. So this is Boundary Street, and Boundary Street has always been something I've been complaining about. Wait, let me just drive up here first. Let me show you. Look to your right at the animal clinic. If you look past the guy going through his midlife crisis, look at the animal clinic. Look how many people are there at the animal clinic. Okay, so I remember there was someone who said that they still don't have any water in this area. I don't know if that's still the case. But if I could just get away from this person that's tailgating me for some reason. Social distancing, people. Anyway, so okay, if you still don't have any water, I see that the pipe is still open. I don't know. I'm going to turn around now. But I don't know if that if they fixed the pipe. I see that the hole in the tarmac is still open. So we're going to have a look there now as well. Yanku, I did. I drove through Majaji's Kloof. Okay, but the problem is that the signal there is horrific. So you drive through Majaji's Kloof, and then the signal is crap. So by the time you get to Majaji's Kloof, the signal's back, and then it takes you like 2 minutes and you've driven through the CBD. So I've tried that. But you know, we can have a look if we can go up to Majaji's Kloof again, maybe even Pulitzi, Buketsi. But like I say, I tried Letsitele, and that's a no-go. The signal is atrocious. You drive 2 meters and you lose signal. Okay, let's look at this hole here. They've dug a hole because a pipe burst. So if the people in Arbor Park, if you could let me know if you've got water. If you don't have water, this is the reason why you don't have water. Okay. just do a bit of a turnaround here. Where we're driving now is End Street. Incidentally, End Street is where I used to live when I just got into Tzaneen. So this is End Street, and I think most of you will remember this as Tuesjes Woonstelle. Okay, I'm just making a bit of a turnaround here. And also another thing I've noticed about every single one of the new cars that I've been driving every day, they can turn on a dime, no matter the size. Now this one's nice and small. This Mazda 2 that I'm driving, it's nice and small, but it's very zippy and very quick. Okay, so wait a minute. Here's a whole lot of water running out this side. I don't know if it's just somebody that washed their vehicle. Okay, so there you see on your right hand side the reason why you most likely don't have water. I believe that you would have by now, because I saw them working on it yesterday. Should we quickly go look? Shall I show you? I saw them working on it yesterday. So you should have water. If you don't have water, let me know. So this is the pipe that burst. It's these old asbestos pipes. Yeah, look. It looks like they put in a new pipe there. Like it? Like 'em on. So I think this is what they fixed. You see that? So please guys, if there's anybody in Arbor Park area that doesn't have any water, so let me know. Incidentally, this is what I'm driving. Very, very nice. And I like the blue color also. It's a Mazda 2. So the reason I've been told now, the reason why these Mazda vehicles, why they have such power, why it's like a little pocket rocket, is because Mazda's got a thing that they call SkyTrack technology. Now, I don't know exactly how this technology works, but the way I understand it very briefly in layman's terms is it replaces turbos in the motors, if that makes any sense. So what you should really do, if you want to find out more, look up, and you'll see at the top of this page is our cover image. And in that cover image, all the vehicles that I drive every day appear in that cover image. It's a scrolling cover image. Anyway, so you could either do that and find out more about the SkyTrack. Isn't SkyTrack the one? Oh no, Skynet. Skynet is the Terminator one, eh? Anyway, so SkyActiv, go check it out. If you need any more information, go check out BB Motor Group's website, which is also listed in our cover image. And please guys, if there's anyone in this area that doesn't have any water, please let me know. We can speak to the municipality and find out why that is. Let's go have a look at Sugar Hill. Let's see if Sugar Hill's busy. Look, the sugar stores normally are busy, but they've got it under control. Okay, so they enforce social distancing, they sanitize the baskets, the handles, the trolleys, your hands, and they make sure that the people, it's only I think 20 people in the store at one time, something like that. So they are open, and you can still get your essentials from them. Just know that it's controlled. Okay, Sugar Hill seems busy. Not too much. So those of you who want to pop in here at Sugar Hill, come and do some of your essential shopping. You've still got time to do it, and there's ample parking. So if you missed this morning's drive, I was telling my passengers, my fellow inmates, I was telling them about this story that I picked up on from Hoedspruit. So there was a family that live in Hoedspruit, and they were relaxing next to the pool at their house, and the father was busy photographing his child playing and jumping into the pool, and just being cute pictures. And then the next moment, a cheetah came out of the bush and grabbed the child. Thankfully, the child survived. Now, I've been in contact with friends of the family, and I'm going to try and speak to the father. I tried phoning him yesterday without any luck, and so I'm going to speak to the dad and find out what happened. And that must be one of the most horrific experiences as a parent. Imagine that, you're sitting there watching your child play, and the next moment, out of the bush comes a predator and grabs your kid. That must be terrible. Right, one more stop, guys, and then we can call it a day. Do you know what worries me is we're still going to be in lockdown when we approach the end of the month, when it's grants again. And it worries me that it's never really been quiet during this lockdown. And we saw what happened with the grants. Now, do we expect that when this lockdown is over, everything's going to magically just be okay? Is this what we're expecting? Do we expect that coronavirus is just going to stop after the lockdown? It's just magically going to end. It's like sitting there with a stopwatch, and it's going to just finish. Is that what we're thinking is going to happen? So it worries me that we're going to have a repeat, and we're going to have hundreds of people, thousands of people are going to be in the streets again to get their grants. And what's going to happen is, actually I've got videos. I received videos this morning where people are standing in 2 kilometer lines, guys, at Market Plaza. And this was this morning. Now, imagine if there's people standing in a line, and the line is 2,000 meters long, 2 kilometers long. How many people do you think that is? Well, I'll tell you, there's 2,000 people. So this morning, 2,000 people in the middle of a nationwide lockdown, a global lockdown, in fact. 2,000 people were standing there in a line on top of each other, waiting to enter Market Plaza. So another thing now, speaking of schools, I received a writing from the South African schools governing bodies thing. I can't remember the acronym for it now, but there's another problem in the government schools now, that nobody's paying school fees. Right? So have we forgotten that teachers actually work for an institution, and the school doesn't just magically have money and the government pays all the teachers their salaries? No. So now you decide that screw this, I'm not going to pay for this month's school. But you don't understand that the agreement is that these teachers will teach your child for this year, and this is how much it's going to cost. So let's say it's 12,000 Rand. That doesn't mean it's 1,000 Rand a month. No, It's 12,000 Rand, and the agreement that you have with them is you can either pay 12,000 one shot, or you can take the 12,000 and you can pay it in 6 months, over 12 months, or whatever. So the logic that you're using is faulty. It's flawed, because now you thinking to yourself, it makes sense, right? That I should deduct this month out of the 12 months. But it doesn't work like that, guys. The amount that you're paying per year, okay, is what you are paying it off over 12 months. It doesn't mean that this is how much it costs per month, and then if you don't have a month school, you don't have to pay. It just means that this is how much you are paying every month towards the annual sum for school. Okay, so Sugarloaf is also still open and not really very busy. But, I mean, look at this. This is the main road here, guys. Look at this. The main road's busy as usual. It's just... I mean, there's people that are operating their businesses scallum. I understand, it's unfair, right? There's lots of us that need money, that need to operate our businesses, but we're not allowed to. So why are you doing it? Are you above the law? And look here we have ShopRite. ShopRite's busy. Let's go here to the hole in the wall. Let's go check out the hole in the wall, shall we? Yeah, guys, the school isn't like just... The school is an organization. It's an institution. It's a business. It's in the business of education. And remarkably, the private schools who have these exorbitant school fees, they have reported that they are not experiencing the same difficulties that government schools like Ben Vorster, like Marinsky, like Frans de Toy, like Laerskool Tzaneen, these are all not private schools, right? They're government schools. Now, the private schools are not experiencing this because the parents are paying. Because the parents realize that you're paying you're paying per year. You're not paying per month. You're paying an annual fee. Grade 1, this is the cost. Grade 2, this is the cost. Okay, can you afford the cost all at once? Most parents go, no. All right, you can pay us per month. As long as you've paid the entire sum for that specific year, by the end of the year, then your kid can go to the next grade. That's how it works. Okay, so the hole in the wall is covered with pedestrians. But check these oaks out. Okay, so now we have these guys here, these gangsters that we see every day. And they're just chilling here. Yes, they're parking here, rustig. Every single one of them want to sell me something when I drive past. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. There's 8 guys sitting in that Toyota Taz, having a lucky chill session there. This is the Tzaneen Crossings taxi rank. So, I see Craig has joined us again. How's it, Craig? Now, here's my argument, guys. Our page is now past the 1.6 million reach mark, okay? That's how many people know of this page, know about these videos, and join in the discussions, okay? So, Craig and his wife are going, when the lockdown's finished, they are going to relocate here to Tzaneen. So they don't know what Tzaneen looks like, but they've been watching the daily drives every day. Do we want everybody outside of Tzaneen to see the disgusting mess down there behind Boxer by the taxi rank? Do we want them to see that? That's 1.6 million people. And then you want me to look those people in the face? Seriously now, right? So you got to put on the serious face. And then you want me to be serious when the people come around and say you got to vote for Tzaneen for the town of the year. And I'm like, well, can we divide it into sections? Like, could we have like 10% of the award? Because some places in Tzaneen, yeah, well, I could see, you know, we're right up there with the best of them. Tzaneen's actually a very, very beautiful town. And we're in a very beautiful area. But the drive-by I'm going to do now again, because Craig has just joined. And, you know, we'll see. When we drive through there, tell me if you think that we should still qualify for Town of the Year. We must applaud the municipality for cleaning up Donny Ubag Street. It looks absolutely beautiful. And that's not being facetious or sarcastic. It's the truth. Dave Protter has joined us as well. How's it, Dave? Dave and I are going to be doing an interview tomorrow. Dave runs the crisis center here at his own costs. And if you do not know who Dave Protter is, go onto YouTube, okay? Go onto YouTube and type in Dave Protter. And you will find some interviews that Carte Blanche did with him. And he's a very, very interesting character. Now, Dave Protter is the guy that you call 2 o'clock in the morning. So he's going to be talking to me tomorrow about how this lockdown has affected him. Well, not just him, but his operations. And that's going to be very interesting. Also, we'll look at the crisis center that he runs at his own cost. Are we really stopping here, dude? We're stopping here. You're going to get out of the car. Okay. Now those lines that the people have painted there, that's meant for, this is where you park. Okay, one last trip down here, guys. Tell me if you think Tzaneen qualifies for Town of the Year. How you on? These oaks here selling smokes. That oak's making a killing. Did you guys see just now the guy that was running after my vehicle? He had a wad of cash in his hand. It was just like rolled up, like this giant roll of 100 Rand notes. There's more potholes here than road. So until they sort out this mess, I'm sorry, but Tzaneen will never get my vote for Town of the Year. Never. Okay, so I hear you. Some parents are struggling financially this month. I do get that. But have we forgotten that teachers are also parents? Guys, these guys are starting fires here. They're braaiing. They've got booze out there. Anyway, I give up. Right, guys. That's it. That's the show for today. The Daily Show with Joe. The Daily Drive with Joe, sponsored by BB Motors Tzaneen. Today we were privileged enough to drive around in the Mazda This morning it was the CX-3, and this afternoon it's the Mazda 2. I can only hope that the situation improves. By all accounts, it won't. It hasn't. Every single day that we've driven here has been the same story. There's no law enforcement, so who can blame these people for not adhering to the rules? Simple. Let's go see if Premji is still as busy as it was a few moments ago, and then we'll call it an afternoon. Guys, remember that on Fridays you will get your bulletin. I'm going to start that. I'm going to establish a broadcast group. I know. When I hear these words, WhatsApp group, I want to literally shit myself, because there's so many of these things, and they are controlled by these almighty celestial beings that we call admins, that have the power to smite you with great vengeance if you do not agree to the rules. So this is not the same thing. It is a WhatsApp group, but no one can actually chat in there. The only person who can do anything would be me, and the only reason I'm going to be active on that broadcast group is to make it easier for everybody to get the digital newspaper every single week. So I'm going to establish it in a second as soon as I get home, and then I will post the link to that group on this Facebook page. And if you want your newspaper delivered directly to your phone every Friday, click on the link and join the group. Right, so that's it. That's it for today. Head over to our YouTube channel. I did see that about 200 of you, we've got 200 new subscribers on YouTube. For some reason, YouTube in South Africa is not really that popular. I think it's because it's just easier to access all the information on Facebook. It does make me feel old though when high school kids say, "Nee, maar oom, Facebook is vir ou mense." So yeah, head over to YouTube, go check out our videos there, click like and subscribe, and stay updated. If you prefer to look at pretty things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram at Bulletin TZN. And remember to tune in again tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. In the meantime, enjoy the rainy weather that's on the way that I showed you. Have a good evening, get some rest, and unwind a bit, man. We've got enough stresses as it is. So every now and then it's a good idea to unplug from all of this social media business and just enjoy the area that you're in. I did photograph the strawberry moon, supermoon. So I'll post that too for those of you who missed it. Guys, keep well. Ciao.